Fortune favors the bold, but it can just as easily vanish in the blink of an eye. Today, we uncover the shocking stories of 10 wealthy individuals who climbed to the top, only to lose everything, from billion-dollar scams to catastrophic decisions. These tales prove that even the richest are not invincible. Alan Stanford. We start with Alan Stanford, a Texan billionaire and former banker. Known for his extravagant lifestyle, including private jets and island properties, Stanford lived the dream, but his $7 billion empire was built on a lie, a massive Ponzi scheme. In 2009, his empire crumbled as investigators uncovered the fraud. Sentenced to 110 years in prison, Stanford's once glamorous life now consists of a prison cell. His victims? Thousands who trusted him with their life savings. 2. Elizabeth Holmes. Elizabeth Holmes was once hailed as the youngest self-made female billionaire, valued at $9 billion through her company, Tronos. She promised revolutionary blood testing technology, but it was all smoke and mirrors. When the truth came out, Holmes lost everything: her company, her fortune, and her reputation. In 2022, she was sentenced to over 11 years in prison for fraud, a stark fall from grace for Silicon Valley's former darling. 3. Bjørgulf Gudmundsson. A Celtics billionaire, Bjørgulf Gudmundsson was at the height of his success in the early 2000s, owning stakes in banks and even the English football club, West Ham United. His net worth was over $1 billion, but during the 2008 global financial crisis, Iceland's banking sector collapsed, wiping out his fortune overnight. Gudmundsson filed for bankruptcy, with debts totaling over $1 billion. He went from a football club owner to a cautionary tale of financial overreach. 4. Bernie Madoff. Known as the mastermind behind the largest Ponzi scheme in history, Bernie Madoff once managed a $65 billion empire. His fraud promised investors consistent returns, but it was nothing more than an elaborate illusion. In 2008, the scheme unraveled, leaving thousands of victims financially ruined. Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in prison, dying there in 2021. His story remains a grim reminder of unchecked greed. 5. Vijay Mallya. Dubbed the king of good times, Vijay Mallya was an Indian billionaire known for his extravagant lifestyle. His Kingfisher Airlines was a symbol of success until it collapsed under massive debt. Mallya owed over $1 billion to creditors, employees, and banks. Fleeing to the UK in 2016, Mallya became a fugitive, his assets seized and reputation destroyed. Once a kingpin of industry, he now faces extradition and legal battles. 6. Ike Batista. Ike Batista was once Brazil's richest man, with a fortune of over $30 billion. Thanks to his booming oil and mining empire, he lived a lavish lifestyle, owning yachts and private jets, and was widely seen as an unstoppable force in global business. However, his empire began to collapse in 2013 when his oil company, OGX, failed to meet expectations, leaving him with massive debts. By 2014, he was declared bankrupt, and in 2017, he was arrested on charges of corruption and money laundering. From billionaire to bankrupt, Batista's rise and fall became one of Brazil's most shocking financial scandals. 7. Leona Helmsley. Leona Helmsley, known as the Queen of Mean, was a real estate mogul who amassed a fortune through her hotels and properties. But she became infamous not just for her wealth but for her tyrannical treatment of employees. In 1989, Helmsley was convicted of tax evasion and sentenced to 16 years in prison, later reduced to 18 months. Her fortune took a major hit after her conviction, and although she was later released, her legacy was forever tarnished. In 2007, she passed away, leaving behind a mixed legacy of both wealth and controversy. 8. Richard Fuld. Richard Fuld was the CEO of Lehman Brothers, a global financial services firm worth over $600 billion. In 2008, the firm declared bankruptcy, sparking a worldwide financial crisis. Fuld's aggressive risk-taking led to the collapse of the firm, and he became the face of Wall Street's failure. Though he didn't face legal consequences, his reputation was shattered. He lost his job, his wealth, and any public trust, despite being one of the highest-paid executives before the fall. 9. Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart was the queen of American homemaking, with a billion-dollar empire built on lifestyle, cooking, and decor. But in 2001, Stewart became embroiled in a stock trading scandal involving her sale of Clone Systems stock. Though she was never charged with insider trading, she was convicted on charges of obstruction of justice and lying to investigators. Stewart served 5 months in prison, and her company's value plummeted. It took years for her to regain her reputation, but she eventually rebuilt her empire, proving that sometimes, even the greatest falls can be reversed. 10. Sean Quinn. Sean Quinn, once Ireland's richest man, built his wealth through a diverse empire of construction, insurance, and media. By 2008, his fortune exceeded $6 billion. However, his involvement in risky investments, particularly with Anglo-Irish Bank, led to the collapse of his empire during the financial crisis. His debts totaled over $3 billion, and he was declared bankrupt. Quinn's fall from the top of Ireland's business world to financial ruin was swift and unforgiving. These stories remind us that wealth, no matter how immense, is never guaranteed. The road to success may be paved with luxury, but one wrong move or unforeseen event can send even the richest tumbling.